even changing my diet with my health, changing jobs, it's been a lot of change in my life. And I'm a religious person. I believe in Jesus. If you listen to my YouTube videos, you'll hear a lot about God and how God helps me, but also, you'll hear a lot of other things, because that's not all I talk about. But I do incorporate spirituality and religion into my daily life. So I want to, I guess, talk about the change. It's a shift, a shift in your mindset, a shift in your spirit, a shift in what you're going through. You might transcend, it might not just be a turn, it might be a turn, you might transcend from that and then, goes another direction in your life. So that's what I want to talk about today, okay? Transitioning into, another phase of your life, business, relationship, whatever it may be. But today I wanted to talk about change. For this particular video, I guess I will use the example of my daughter. Today we actually had to switch her schools. What happened was, the original school that she was going to, I had called them just to inquire about virtual learning and everything. And what happened was, the lady was like, I can put you on a list. She was like, it's a long list. I'll put you on the list. They will actually call you when, you get closer to the top, and they will ask you if you're still interested in the program or not. And, you can make your decision then. Boom. So that was the conversation that we had. Her school is about 30 minutes away from where I live. So it gets very hard to drive every single day. That's 30 minutes there to drop her off, then I'm 30 minutes back to where I need to be, and then it's 30 minutes to pick her up, and then 30 minutes back home. So like, my job and stuff is in the same city as where I live, so her school is not in the same city, so it's difficult. But anywho, I was, telling her that, and I was telling, the lady over the phone that I didn't know if I wanted to switch her over to virtual, but just, I wanted to know about it. So boom, she, we had that conversation. I sent her to school on Tuesday, and another lady from that school ended up calling me, and it's like, oh, hey, your daughter is in school, and, we switched her to virtual. And I'm like, what? I was like, since when? So, like, the switch literally happened in less than a week. And so, like, when I had spoken to the lady, she was like, oh, it might be a long time. I'm so sorry. Like, this waiting list is so long before you hear back from them. Because the virtual program is different from the in-learning program. Even though they are the same school district, it's a completely different school that is, doing the virtual program. So she wanted me to wait for a phone call from them for them to explain the program to me and stuff, which had not happened. They just, switched her over right then and there. So I ended up telling my daughter, what was happening, because she had to wait in the office for her grandparents to go pick her up. So they picked her up, and I had more work meetings to go to. So I went to go pick her up, and, I had to go talk to her about her switching from regular school to virtual. Now, at first, she was really excited about virtual, because I'm like, okay, maybe it'll work out with your grandparents, maybe they can watch you. And she was like really excited for that and stuff, but that just wasn't in the plans. So that didn't work out. So what ended up happening was, I went to her feeder school, which is, the school that's closest to where we live at. And of course, they can't deny her. It's just a thing where we have to cancel her school choice termination, because I choiced her into, the other city school. So we have to do that, and then I have to register her for the new school district, and then I have to get all of her records, to this school district, because that her old school district apparently can't give, you know, any records over, except for what has to do with her educational background and stuff like that. They give them all those records, but they just can't give, you know, personal information that I have to go through paperwork again just to register her and, you know, give them all of that, which is just, you know, birth certificate, proof of where you live at, those type of things. So yes, I was explaining to her about change and I guess the difficulties in changing something that you don't want to change, because she didn't want to change it at first, but then she was like, okay, maybe I'll be okay with virtual, you know. But then once she found out that she wouldn't be over at her grandparents', it was a thing where she was like, well, I don't want to, you know, be doing virtual at home, you know, with you, because her cousins was going to be at her grandparents' house. So that's why she wanted to go over to her grandparents' house, because her cousins were there. And she wanted to play. But you know, it's school time, so I told her, I'm like, okay, you don't have to do virtual with me here at home, because I work from home and I also, you know, go into my other job to work there, but I also have hours that I can work from home. Some meetings are, you know, over Zoom, but some meetings are in person. And also I have other things to do, you know, concerning work, that I have to go to different events. I have to, I can't, you know, be home all day with her while she's doing virtual learning. So her virtual learning is from 9 to 2:45. But yes, I went through her feeder school, and what ended up happening was she was really upset. Like, she didn't want to switch school. She wasn't really understanding why she couldn't go back. And she couldn't go back to her old school not because of, you know, the 30-minute drive back and forth, but because the school wouldn't let her go back. So the lady that I had talked to on the phone about virtual school told me, oh, we already, you know, canceled her in person, so we can't take that back, because the virtual school is from a completely different school. Even though it's still, you know, the same school district, it's a completely different school running it, so they transferred all her stuff over there. So I told her, you know, you just can't go back to the old one because they already canceled it, and I had to choice you to that school. So that means that I have a certain time frame to get her into that school, for them to review it and for them to accept her. So all of that happened in November, you know, November, January. So now I have to wait until next year. I had to have a conversation with her, because she boo-hoo cried. And I couldn't get upset with her, you know, even though it was a million things on my mind, and I was trying so hard to get her back into that school. Like, I was like, okay, I do the 30-minute drive because I know she loves that school. I know she loves her friends and stuff. So I was just going to stick it out. But they told me no. Whew, so I was upset. I was sad, I'll say. I was very sad. But my daughter, she was frustrated. And she was upset, but she was like crying. She was yelling. And I was like, baby, I was like, it's not mommy's fault. I was like, it's nothing mommy can do. I can't put you back in that school. I tried really hard. And she was like, no, it is your fault. But like, she was crying. And my daughter, she does not take tantrums, okay? She's 7 years old. She's very well mannered. That tantrum stage was like 2 years old. Like, my daughter, she does not take tantrums. So when she was like flipping out over this, like, I knew that like her feelings, like her little feelings was hurt, okay? I know my daughter, like, her feelings was hurt. And the way that she was acting, like, even sitting in the car seat, you know, when at this point in time, we were talking about it when we were, you know, driving. So she was sitting in the car seat and she was just like, she started doing that. Then it was like before and I was like, oh no, I was like, baby, what's the matter? Like, I knew it was like a little bit of anxiety, you know, with me telling her that she would have to change schools. And I've never seen my daughter have that anxiety. But I know, you know, the different triggers anxiety can have. I know what anxiety looks like in a person, you know, how they may act or something. So I look for those things. So like when she started to do those actions and stuff, and more so panic and just like, it was like before she started just bust out crying, I was like, whoa, because she doesn't do that. So I knew it was like a form of anxiety, you know, even if it was for a moment, concerning the change that she would have to do. So I had a conversation with her, and I related it to when I lost my job, when I got fired. I told her, I said, you know, mommy really liked her job. I said, I really liked my clients. You know, I bonded with them. I enjoyed doing my work. You know, I really did. I really enjoyed talking. I really enjoyed that job. So I told her about that. And I said, you know, I'm going to miss a lot of my clients that I made friends with, you know? And I told her when I went job searching, it was hard, and mommy didn't want to go job searching. I said, mommy was so scared. I didn't want a new job. But when I got my new job, I was so in love with it. And I told her, I said, not only did I keep friends from my old job, but I gained new friends from my new job. So I was like, that was awesome. And she kind of calmed down. You know, by this time we got home, you know, she was still crying, and I talked to her about that. So she felt a lot better. I told her at her school, I said, even though you really wanted to stay there, I said, maybe it was a bigger plan that you don't see right now. And I said, maybe you can go to this new school and you can meet new people, and it might be, you know, the best time of your life. And to calm her down, because she was still crying. Or she wasn't crying, but she was just sad, and it was just breaking my heart. So I told her, you know, I'm like, next year, I was like, for 3rd grade, I was like, you can go back to your old school. I said, mommy will make sure I choice you back into that school, and you can go there. I said, but give this new school a try. I said, for just 1 year. And I said, not everybody is going in person. I said, so the people that, you know, these kids, I said, they might have went to this school for kindergarten, but then for 1st grade, you know, it was COVID, so they had to go to virtual learning. And I said, so now they're back for 2nd grade. And I said, everybody is just getting to know each other. I said, it's only the 1st week of school too. I said, so you're gonna go there and you're gonna be the new girl, and guess what? Everybody else is gonna be the new people too. I said that the teacher is gonna get to know you, and as she's getting to know you, she's still getting to know all the other people. Because hopefully, you know, by the time she's able to go to that school, you know, it takes a couple days for them to just switch her over and stuff. But the actual termination of the choice school, I just have to call my school or her old school to see how long that process is going to take. But this school said that they take, you know, a couple days, but it just depends on the other school. So I'm going to make sure though that they get it all right.